Welcome. Here it is, your first video assignment of the year. Well, glad you're tuning in. You've already got a good start here by doing this assignment. To check on who did the assignment, when we get to class next, I'm going to ask, what's the number one thing people should be doing in class every day? The answer is, obviously, to do your best. So that's the answer. Let's see how many people know that answer when we get to class. Well, you already know that I'm Mr. Kelly and that I'll be your physics teacher from here until June. So we've got a nice year ahead of us and hopefully some great things are going to happen. And let's get started on the same page. And I do mean on the same page literally. In fact, here's the page that we should both be on now, and that's the course guidelines. This way you know what I expect of you and what you can expect of the class as well. We get started on the same page. All right, it's already begun. A very important part of the class is going to be the web page. All the materials, all the information that you could possibly want to know about this class are going to be on our school's web page, or our class's web page. And our class's web page is the mthskelly.pbworks.com. That's a great resource for you. You should bookmark it and become very familiar with it. When you do come to class, I ask you to bring something to write with and also something to write on, some paper. That would be very helpful for you, of course. You're also going to need a calculator, and if you have your iPad with you, it has a calculator, so you're already set with the calculator. Your iPad you need to bring with you to class every day. Now, bringing the iPad isn't enough. It also needs to be charged up, so please make sure that your iPad is charged up. We have many outlets around the classroom, so if you're not charged up, you're not out of luck, but bring the charger with you. Be prepared for class. Be ready to go. Speaking of the iPads, once the school introduced the iPads, they also want us to go to a paperless environment. So all of the work will be available on the iPads, and I will not be providing paper copies. You can do all of your work on the iPad, and we encourage this 21st century skill. Some people are more comfortable working on paper, and that's going to be okay too. On the web page, I'm going to supply the information well ahead of time, so if you would like to, print out that material, have it ready, then you can work on paper if that's your preference in class. But again, I will not be supplying paper copies for anything other than tests and quizzes. We do not have a textbook for this class, so you don't have to worry about bringing a textbook around. This class doesn't have a textbook. All of it can be found on the webpage, mthskelly.pbworks.com. Your grade is going to be determined by 30% of it is your test average. 20% of it is going to be from your quizzes, another 25% for your assignments, and 25% for the portfolio. I'm going to talk more about the portfolio a little later, but the portfolio will be a digital collection of all of the work that you're going to be doing this year. So the portfolio is a pretty important part of what you're doing. It's a collection of all of your assignments, and I'll discuss it more later. But just by doing the assignments and then organizing them digitally in your portfolio, half of your grade, 50%, is already taken care of. Nobody needs to be in trouble with passing this class if they're doing their assignments. As far as the tests and quizzes go, we will have 2 tests every marking period. The tests will be announced in advance and study guides will be provided. There's also going to be several quizzes during the marking period. You should be current with the material, so quizzes will check your understanding. They may not be announced, the quizzes, so be ready for the quizzes anytime. Make sure you understand the material that we're covering. Ask good questions. You should do okay on the quizzes. The quizzes, you are not required to make up the quizzes. If you are absent on the day of a quiz, then that quiz will not count for you. It will not count against you. If you are here for all of the quizzes, your lowest quiz grade will be dropped. Late assignments. Okay. Well, late assignments are not accepted. You are meeting the deadline or you're not doing the assignment. So you need to turn in the assignment. There's no late grades for assignments. That's what I'm driving at there. However, if you do miss an assignment, 1 or 2 missed assignments isn't going to be too bad for your grade. Make sure you end up making up the assignment anyway so that it shows up in your portfolio. If you don't do assignments, it costs you 1 grade. If you then don't do them and put them in your portfolio, it costs you 2 grades. And that's hard to bounce back from if you're continually missing assignments. Okay, makeup work. Well, really, the only thing to worry about making up is going to be the tests, because you don't have to make up the quizzes. So tests are what we're talking about there. So any tests that you need to make up are going to be done after school. And they're not going to take place in the makeup test room. They're in the science test room is where they are. So I'm going to post those on the web page as well. The rooms may change, the locations may change, but they'll be listed where they are every day, and you can find those on the web page. With your tests, if you don't make them up within 5 days and you haven't made arrangements with me, the test grade will go down 10 points every day after those 5 days. Please make up your tests as soon as you possibly can and check in with me on those too. If you are absent, you are responsible for all the notes and all the work that we've done in class. So make sure you're making those up. Everything will be on the web page as well, so that can be helpful for you. All the school policies are going to be held in this room. If we happen to have homeroom together, you will be quiet during the Pledge of Allegiance and during the announcements. That's only fair to the people who are trying to pay attention to those things. Important information can get lost if people are talking at that time. Hopefully that's understandable. The Parent Connect is a great way for students and the parents, of course, to keep current with what we're doing. The web page will also have a day-to-day breakdown of all the material we're covering. So there's lots of ways for you to keep in contact with what's going on in class, what your requirements are, and where your grade is at any time. I'm available for extra help every day. I will stay until 3 o'clock any day that anybody needs some help. The only exception to that are days where we have meetings, and on those days the meetings last until 3 o'clock, so I won't be available. I will post those days on the web page as well, so you'll know when I'm available. There is also extra help with a physics teacher 1, sometimes 2 times a week, and that's very helpful. There's a physics teacher that'll be there till 4 o'clock, and they can help you with any questions, that you have. So that's going to work out pretty well. As far as being there till 3 o'clock, if nobody's come for extra help, I may leave by 2:20 and take care of other things that I need to take care of. But I will stay until 2:20 at least, and if you are coming for help, I'll stay until 3 o'clock. If you want to make some arrangements with me, I can possibly wait for you past 2:20, but tell me in advance. If nobody's there by 2:20, I may clear out. Most years we go to Great Adventure with the physics classes. The material that's covered on the Great Adventure trip is a little beyond what we do in this class. But for students who are willing to complete some supplementary material and have never had late assignments and have always been prepared for class and have always had a complete portfolio, never missed an assignment, complete portfolio grades every time, you will get an invitation to go on that Great Adventure trip. But this is an incentive for you to do the work that you should be doing all year long. And hopefully you'll earn that invitation. It'll mean that great things have happened for you this school year. Okay, that's about it. Please do let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you have a great school year.